All right, all right. With that being said, what's going on, everybody? If you don't know, now you do know. You're officially tuned into a very special edition of the HFWB Podcast Series. This is your host, Clifton Pope, and I'm not going to lie, y'all. I'm excited for the person who I'm about to bring back to the HFWB Podcast Series. I usually, it's all about pretty much who you know and who you're connected to within the networking community. And I'm just truly honored just to even call this person who I'm about to bring on a very, very special friend ever since the last time she was on the HFWB podcast series, because she's literally just an inspiration that you could literally overcome anything that you may be going through, any kind of addiction that you may be going through, because we all have something we've been addicted to at some point in life. This person who I'm about to bring on is literally should be the face of how you should really overcome your addiction and turn yourself literally into a superstar. I mean, look at what she's done. She's basically she's a personal trainer at heart, number one. She's also an Epic Fit magazine cover model. I mean, last time I checked, she had her billboard all across Times Square in New York City. For those who don't know, you should stay in tune on that. And ever since she was last on my podcast and everything, she's become an international best-selling author. She's become a TEDx speaker. She's become a singer and songwriter. She's literally become a wonderful woman that wears many, many, many hats. And on top of that, she's still the CEO of her own business, Lift by Selina. With that being said, I'd like to welcome my good friend, Miss Selina Lopez Hinojosa, back on the HFWB podcast series for round two.
Again, brother.
Yes, Selina, I've been looking forward for this for literally like the last 6 months, because it's like I was telling you before we started recording and stuff. It's like you done took off on a rocket ship, came back, switched rockets, and basically took back off on another rocket ship. So how have things been going, Selina?
Going good. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me back. It's always a pleasure, Clifton, to see what you're doing for the community as well. And it's always so good to keep in contact with you, because I know you're just as passionate about the things that you do and the people you serve. So yeah, like you said, I've been doing a lot. Most recently, I became a #1 international best-selling author, and
yes, welcome to the writing club, Selina. Welcome to the writing club.
That's right. You've written a few yourself.
yes, without a doubt. I'm not on that level of success as you are, but hey, I've told my story and have had it self-published myself. So it's tell me about what made you want to get into like writing #1, and how did this book come together? You got to give me the backstory on this, Selina, for those who are listening.
Okay. Well, last year I met a wonderful lady. Her name is Izdihar Jamil, Dr. Izdihar Jamil. And yes. I met her through a mastermind that I attended, Bo Eason's mastermind. And at the end of the mastermind weekend, she said, "Hey, I really love your story, and I'm going to be writing an anthology book, and I'm inviting 2 other authors to co-author with me, and would you be interested?" And absolutely, right. The whole reason why I do what I do is to share my story, to inspire hope in other people. So it was just an amazing opportunity. This is the book right here. It's called Hello Success.
Yes. For those who are listening who aren't watching it on YouTube, Selina is holding up a copy of her international bestseller, y'all. Hello Success.
Yes. It's subtitled How Courageous Leaders Use Their Core Genius and Voices to Make a Powerful Impact. So this, it's an anthology book, which is hard to say fast. And so my chapter is my story of overcoming addiction and mental illness, and how, thank God, by the grace of God, I was able to overcome that and continue moving forward to eventually becoming who I am today.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't know the struggles as far as your overall story, but to kind of summarize it the best way you can, as far as for those who are listening for the very first time and who are wondering who is Selina Lopez Hinojosa, kind of give like a brief summary of that path as far as what led you to want to tell this story in your Hello Success book.
Sure. Clifton, I started drinking when I was real young at a high school homecoming dance, like a lot of us do.
Yeah.
It just started out just fun and innocent. And Clifton, the first time I drank alcohol, I chugged a whole bottle of Boone's Strawberry Hill wine.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was the best thing ever. From there, eventually I started drinking heavier and more often, and continued on and began experimenting with different drugs all the way into my adult life.
Right.
I also, when you're that deep into addiction, you also struggle with depression, or at least I did. Oftentimes addiction and depression go hand in hand.
Right.
I agree. So in and out of psychiatrist's office, rehabs, and I could never seem to shake it. Alcohol was just a vice, a part of my life that I had a really hard time letting go of, until Clifton, one day I felt the Lord speaking to me. Mm-hmm. And I literally opened a Bible and began reading a verse that really spoke to me. And to this day, Clifton, I don't know how it happened. I've stopped trying to explain it, but I felt the presence of God. And I knew that day that he put his hand on me, mm-hmm. and that I was ready to move forward and to begin my road to recovery. And so 9 years later, almost 9 years later, my journey has been just that. It's been a road to recovery. Once I stopped drinking and doing drugs, it was a long journey of getting the proper mental health care that I needed, getting my body physically healthy and strong again, mm-hmm. My spiritual walk with God, my emotional health. So it's just been, again, just a long journey of healing and recovering.
Yeah. And for those who are interested in learning a little bit more in details of that brief summary of Selina's story on her road to recovery, you need to go download and stream episode 39 of the HFWB Podcast Series to hear the whole story and the whole breakdown as far as that. Because that alone, Selina, that's the reason why you're such a huge inspiration. And I tell you this all the time I see you, but I want people who are listening to the HFWB podcast to really understand this, is that, yes, it's hard to shake addiction. I mean, we're all addicted to something. It's like, how could something that's so bad feel so good? And it's kind of like you're walking through that crossroad of that, and you kind of have to like remove yourself from that crossroad to where it's like, wait a minute, what am I doing? What's going on? And then when it's like, when you open that Bible verse at that exact moment, and it's like God's spirit came within you to where it's like, here, Selina, read this. This is literally going to be the way you get back on track. And sure enough, you've hit the ground running from there. I mean, look at you. You're a successful entrepreneur. You're a successful businesswoman. I mean, like I said, you are now an international best-selling author, now being able to tell your story as far as introducing people on how they can overcome their addiction and the road to success and everything.
That's right.
It's a beautiful sight. No, it's a beautiful sight to see. And it's like, I always got to give you the love and the praise and respect for it as well. And it's like, now
you're been such a good friend through the years, Clifton. You're always so kind and supportive, and thank you so much.
And now it's like, you're not only telling your story now through the book. I mean, you're going all the way to California now, doing TED Talks and everything. Yeah. I'm like, Selina, like, your rise you've had one of the quickest and most amazing rises that I think I've seen thus far. And it's like, tell me how the whole TED Talk kind of came together, because a lot of people don't realize throughout all of last year, you were literally locked into a zone, making sure you were perfecting how you could tell your story and how you could put it together in words and everything, because there was a point where it was hard to put all of this together. And it took a lot of courage within yourself to say, you know what, there's someone out there who's probably suffering from the same thing I was going through. So I want to be able to tell my story. And now you have the TED Talk platform to be able to do that. If I'm not mistaken, it was where, in Huntington Beach, California?
Huntington Beach, California. Yes.
Yes. Tell us about that experience, Selina, and like
Yeah.
what you took away from it.
Okay, so the same lady, Dr. Izdihar Jamil, that invited me to write the anthology book, just an amazing lady. She said, you know, I think I'm going to, I think I want to curate a TEDx talk, and would you like to apply? So the TEDx speeches, when you are going to be a speaker, you are chosen to apply, but it's still a process to whether or not you're going to get chosen or not. You know, so hundreds of people apply because there are many people that want this opportunity. It's a great opportunity. And you know, Clifton, when she invited me, I thought, it's a long shot, but hey, let me go ahead and apply. What do I have to lose? And I made it through the first round. And then I made it through the second round.
Oh,
and
no, the anticipation.
And every round that I made it through, it was like, oh, okay. I wasn't expecting that, but here we go. And, you know, Clifton, just like you said, we were talking before we started the recording. Sometimes we go through roller coasters, you know, through roller coasters in life. And this TEDx speech was preparing for it was definitely a roller coaster. Writing my story and verbalizing it in front of a live audience. It was really an emotional roller coaster because you're rehashing a lot of those memories. But at the same time, Clifton, it was also very healing for me. Yeah. And I want to say that I had seen several TEDx talks before I applied for this one. And those speakers make it seem so flawless and easy, but it takes hundreds of hours to get your talk to where you feel it's perfected to be able to say it in front of a live audience. And so through many, many months, about 6 months of writing and trial and error and crying and all those emotions, that was last September is when we did the actual presentation in Huntington Beach, California. And you know what, Clifton, I haven't told you this part. Well, once you do your TEDx speech, it is recorded, right? It's professionally recorded while you're speaking. And then that's just part of it, Clifton, because now once it's recorded that you have to, it has to be reviewed by the TED team. And then you don't know whether or not it's going to be accepted to be on the TEDx platform. That's just kind of like, you have to just hope and pray that it goes forward. And you know what, Clifton? A few weeks after, there were 12 speakers that I spoke with that day. A few weeks after we got back from Huntington Beach, we all got a mass email, and mine didn't get accepted, Clifton. Mine was one of the 3 that did not get accepted to move forward. Clifton, it was so discouraging. It was so disheartening. I was really down on myself because you prepare so hard for something like this, and you spend a lot of money.
No, of course.
to make the trip over there. A lot of months I was really just kind of in a dark place, you know. It really hurt me a lot. But then, Clifton, check it out. this morning that I was going to talk to you on this podcast, this morning I got a message on LinkedIn from a man that I didn't know. And he just simply messaged me, "Hey, Selina, I loved your TEDx talk." And I said, "Well, it has yet to be released to the public." And he sent me the link and he said, "No, isn't this you?" So apparently within the last few days, it was accepted and released, and I had no idea. So I will send you that link when we're done talking.
Yeah, I got to check that out. And we just got ourselves an HFWB podcast exclusive. For those who are looking for Selina Lopez Hinojosa's TED Talk, it literally just got released a few days ago, and now we can witness it to the public. I love it.
That's right. You heard it here first, Clifton.
I just see that's great right there. I mean,
yeah.
Not great as far as about it not being played when it was originally recorded, but at the same time, you still kept that faith that one day it's going to get out there. And then sure enough, you get a message from a random person like, "Hey, I just saw your TED Talk."
Yeah.
Oh, and then it's like, "Oh, here's the link. You can go ahead and share it with people." It's
that's Clifton, God's timing is always perfect. I know we're human, so we want things right away. We want them when we want them. Yeah. Right. But we just have to kind of step back, let God do his thing. And the faith and the hope and the love, you just have to trust that he's got it all under control, and he always does.
And honestly, Selina, I think the timing is even a little bit better with us now going through like the first official month of 2024. People are still trying to like get themselves back on track with the new year and stuff, and at least to where they can go into the rest of 2024 just blazing and everything. And I feel like your talk and your discussion is going to definitely get them on track with that, without a doubt. And it's like,
thank you.
No, of course. And it's like, it's just,
I hope so. That's always my hope, is to touch people with my voice, my writing, and my speaking.
And you know, it's funny how you said you want to touch people with your voice and your writing as well, because now you're doing that by singing a couple of songs now and stuff. When I saw that a few months ago, Selina, I'm like, God, what can't you do at this point? I'm like, man, it was kind of like, I was just blown away the fact that you even took on another challenge, and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a shot and I'm gonna see where it goes. And it's like, I know you had like a singer songwriter coach kind of help you out with the process of putting together like 2 songs. Kind of describe that whole process on how that came together, because I have to know how that came together without a doubt.
Yeah, for sure. So I started singing when I was little girl, like 2 years old, and I would sing to my parents' records and 8-tracks, and I always loved to sing. And I sang all the way through high school. I went to Moody High School here in Corpus.
Shout out to Moody High School.
Yeah.
Trojan Pride.
That's right. And I was at Moody. I was the lead singer to their mariachi, right? All 4 years. And it was one of the best times of my life, because I was doing what I loved. Well, when I got sick with mental illness and addiction, Clifton, eventually I stopped singing. I just stopped singing altogether because I was just in such a dark place. So I didn't sing for many years, Clifton. In my mind, at that time of my life, I thought fitness was something I used to do. I thought singing was something that I used to do. And I really thought that I didn't have any more hope in those areas of my life that I was so passionate about. Well, fast forward years later, again, at that same mastermind that I attended, Bo Eason's mastermind, a guy came up to me after I spoke, and he's just real casual. I think he had on flip-flops and long hair. And he's like, "Hey, I loved your talk. I really, really felt the presence of God when you spoke." And I said, "Oh, thank you so much." And I looked at his bio once he walked off. I looked at his bio, and it said, Drew Lawrence is a multi-platinum award-winning artist who has written songs for just all these amazing artists.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, wow. Oh, wow. And so it turns out that what he does now is he coaches people on how to put their stories into songs and how to write songs.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I learned that and I met him and I learned what he did, it kind of like sparked something inside of me. It was like, I think I want to sing again.
It unlocked that door to one of your passions you used to have, Selina. I love it.
And so, and when I felt like I wanted to sing again, oh gosh, Clifton, it was like a long journey because I didn't even like the way I sounded anymore because the vocal folds are like a muscle, like any other muscle in our body. And when you don't use them and work them out, they kind of like they get weak. And
it's like you're taking a month off, for instance, and you try to bench press 225 and you're like, exactly. Oh, I can't do it.
Yes, exactly. And so I began training, getting my voice stronger and healthier again. And then I wrote my first song. It's called Under the Water. I need to send that to you too, Clifton.
You got to send me all of these links to where I can be up to speed, Selina. I'm slipping.
Yeah. And so I just began writing and I went to LA to record the first 2 songs. And they were wonderful. And I'm now finishing up my 5th song that I've written. And I hope to record those soon. And dude, guess what? I just wrote my first mariachi song.
I love it. I love it. This is crazy.
I know. That's what I said. This is crazy. But, you just have to kind of go with the flow where God is leading you. Mm-hmm. And you do your very, very best. And he will meet you halfway.
I feel like the game changer for you, and there's like been a common theme that I've been noticing here off of everything we've been talking about. Mm-hmm. The Bo Eason year-long Warrior Mastermind Program, I feel like has opened up so many doors for you, Selina. Like you got your TEDx talk from it. Yes. You got your book from it. And now you got the singing going from it.
Yes. Yeah.
I want you to kind of touch on this a little bit more as far as the Bo Eason year-long Warrior Mastermind Program, because it sounds like it's a great program that will literally open up doors to whatever you want to seek and everything. Kind of give people an idea as far as, one, who Bo Eason is and what the Warrior Mastermind Program did for yourself for those who are listening to this episode today.
Okay. So Bo Eason, Clifton, is a retired NFL player. He played for the San Francisco 49ers. I think like back in the 80s. And he was their tight end. I don't know. I could be wrong on the position. But he has an amazing story on how he even got to the NFL. Well, after his last injury, his knee injury, he decided that he wanted to be a stage actor. So he went on, and this man, Clifton, from being an NFL player, he wrote a one-man show to tell his story. And it went on. It was a huge success and I think it played for like 5 to 10 years or something like that.
Right.
And from there, he decided, you know what, I can teach this to other people. So now what he does through his Warrior Mastermind, he teaches people how to effectively tell their story. Because I knew, Clifton, that in order for me to share my story, I had to do it the right way. I wanted to be effective. So that's what the mastermind is all about. It's organizing your story and being able to say it effectively on a stage.
Yeah.
And and so when you go to those masterminds, you're exposed to just all these amazing people. There are actors and Navy SEALs and just very, very accomplished people. Clifton, the first day I walked into one of those masterminds, I felt so small. I felt like, have you ever had that feeling where you just feel like, oh man, all these people are successful. All these people own big corporations. And I'm this little Mexican girl from the barrio, from Corpus Christi. Yeah. I don't even think I belong here.
I'm honestly, Selena, to add to that real quick, I know exactly how you feel. As far as that's how I felt the last year whenever I went to like Washington, D.C. with the Corpus Christi Black Chambers of Commerce for their national convention, just being around all these different Black-owned business owners, entrepreneurs, people who've made like millions of dollars, and just being able to just have conversations just to soak up the information and knowledge for them. And here I am, I'm thinking to myself, what the hell am I doing here? A kid from the West Side, Corpus Christi, Texas, being here, going and taking trips to like the White House and everything, and actually getting to sit in briefing rooms with the actual president, with all these other important people listening to him talk. I'm over here just mind blown over it, like, wow, this is really happening. But I know exactly what you mean by that.
I had that feeling. And I went back and forth, Clifton, through emotions like I don't belong here. I don't know what I'm doing here. Right. But again, I had to remind myself, I belong here just as much as anyone else, and I deserve to be here. I've worked to be here. And so I just had to, sometimes, Clifton, especially coming from mental illness, depression, addiction, one of the things I had to learn was to turn those voices off. Yeah. Because those voices will come into our mind like, I'm not good enough. I don't even know why I'm trying. I should just give up now. And so whereas in the past, I would listen to those voices and get even more and more depressed. Right. So now it's like when I hear those voices come into my mind, I just have to like shut them off, because we're in control of what we think. Right. If we have those thoughts coming in immediately, it's like, just like you change the channel when you don't like what's on TV, you change it immediately. You have to just switch the channel and start thinking, no, this is where I'm going. This is where I want to go. And this is what I have to do to get there. And just keep pushing yourself toward that person that you want to become.
It's kind of like telling yourself, I can do it, I will do it, and I must do it.
That's right.
Because it's like, I don't know what I'm going to do if it doesn't work out type of thing. And it's like, that's kind of been the approach that I've been taking on a little bit more than ever, mixing in with a lot of a sense of urgency, especially since it's like I told my girlfriend Emily this when the year started. I feel like 2024, it's just a switch that flipped in me where it's like the sense of urgency is on more than ever, just to get your overall mission just going within itself. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's God telling me, hey, the time is now, you better hit the ground running. But I've been on that mission ever since, really since the last time you were on my podcast on another level. And then just coming here 2024, now it's like whole new outlook. I have so many more things I want to accomplish. What I've already done the last couple of years doesn't really mean much. So it's like a brand new clean slate. So
that's the great thing about New Year is like, hey, all right, I'm moving forward.
So I was going to ask you, Selena, as far as your 2024 outlook, what is up next for Selina Lopez Hinojosa in 2024?
Yeah. 2023, as amazing as it was, Clifton, and all the blessings and opportunities that came my way, looking back, I feel like I kind of spread myself thin, because all at the same time, Clifton, I was preparing the TEDx speech, I was writing the book, and I was writing songs and my business. And I was just, oh my gosh,
You were all over the place, literally. You were like an octopus.
Which by no means am I complaining. It was wonderful and a blessing.
Right.
I told myself, this year I want to really zone in on what I really want to do. And I want to continue writing songs because now I've written the book and I've done the TEDx speech, and now singing is just another platform that I can use to lift people up and again to share my story. So I really want to continue working on my voice, getting it stronger, improve my writing skills, and hopefully get my music out. Yeah.
Will there be a Selina Lopez Hinojosa 2024 musical album?
Yes.
Is the
And
question.
that's my goal. That's my goal. Clifton, and you know this very well. When we set a goal, it should almost sound impossible. When we have a dream, it should sound impossible to some people, because that's the very being of a dream.
Yeah.
And so when I aim for something, I want to aim high. I don't want to just kind of be here and mediocre. Why? If I'm going to dream, I want to dream big.
You're not trying to shoot somebody in the leg. You're going for the headshot. You're going for the kill shot. I love it.
Over. And so that's my goal, is to hopefully by the end of 2024, I will have recorded a bilingual album.
You've heard it here first again on the HFWB Podcast Series. Selina Lopez Hinojosa will put out a bilingual album in 2024. I don't know when, but
that's right. I don't know either, but I'm gonna do it.
Yes, I just love the passion that you are, as far as just laying down all of your goals and just knocking them out one at a time, just having that plan of attack and just simply attacking your goals. And it's not an easy thing to do, to be completely honest. There's some who kind of have to deal with those difficulties, those challenges, those trials and tribulations, those obstacles to overcome and stuff. For someone who's listening to this particular episode and is getting the inspiration, the motivation to want to do it, but they kind of are stuck in that little roadblock position, what would you tell that person right now as far as whatever their mission is, Selina, for those listening?
I know it sounds so cliche, Clifton, but you gotta keep going with everything you have inside of you.
That doesn't sound cliche. It needs to be said more and more. It
needs to be said. I want to say this. Throughout all of these things that I did, all those things took money, right? They were investments. Me and my family, me and Reggie, we're humble people. We don't have a lot of money. And we went through actually like a financial hardship and through all this. And we're trying to recover and trying to get enough money for me to do all of this. But I knew that I couldn't let those things stop me from my destiny, and so that's really what I want to tell people at this season of my life. Yes, you're going to step into obstacles. It's just going to happen. Nobody has a smooth sailing journey. Nobody. And if they tell you they did, they're lying, because there's so many things that you have to step over and keep going. But yeah, you just have to don't let those voices dictate where you're going.
I love it. Don't listen to those voices in your head all the time, unless they're trying to tell you words of encouragement, not words of discouragement.
That's right. Yeah.
It makes a big difference. It makes a big difference.
It does.
Selina, we're going to go into a little bit of something different that I've been doing lately with everybody who comes onto the podcast, as far as doing a little bit of like either or, as far as just to kind of like pick the brain a little bit and allow people to, of course, get to know you a little bit better. Yeah. Most importantly, for sure. My first one I have for you is, what would you choose, Selina, out of loyalty or respect?
Ooh, I would choose loyalty. Loyalty is something that you don't come across all the time. And you're lucky. I think you're lucky, Clifton. We're lucky if we find a handful of loyal people in our lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
And respect that's a great question, Clifton.
They go hand in hand, to be honest, Selena. They
They
really
do.
do. But if you had
They
to choose
do.
which one we would
That's
prefer
right.
to
But if I
have.
had to choose one, I would choose loyalty. Like, say, for example, my husband, Reggie. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to do all of the things that I've done without him supporting me, because he's just the most amazing man to support me, and so loyal to have supported me through all of this.
Yeah, shout,
So
shout
I
out
would,
shout out to your husband, Reggie. He is a
yeah,
wonderful guy. For
thank
those who
you.
haven't met Selena's husband, Reggie, he's definitely a one of a kind guy. Definitely one of the most genuine, generous men I think I've ever met
Yes.
in my life.
And he likes you a lot too, Clifton. When I talk about you, he's like, oh yeah. But yeah, for sure, loyalty.
I love it. I love it. Would you rather live in space or live in the ocean?
Ooh. Okay, space, because you know what? I don't know how to swim.
I'm right there with you, Selena. I do not know how to swim
I
either.
don't know how to swim. You either?
No,
Oh
never.
shoot,
A lot of
man.
people don't. That's one of my hidden secrets I just gave away on the podcast episode.
Uh-oh,
I do
everybody
not
knows
know how to
now.
swim. So if it's like if I was in a situation like the Titanic or something,
Oh
you might as well just start
shoot.
planning my funeral. That's all I'm gonna say to that.
No,
But
yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared of deep water.
yeah,
So yeah, for me, I'd rather go to space.
that's probably why I've never been on a cruise yet. But that
Yeah,
might change. Maybe,
yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
Would you rather be famous and poor or anonymous and rich?
Famous and poor. I would rather be famous and poor, because I want my legacy to be heard. My legacy is not just my legacy. My legacy is that of my children and their
Yes.
children, and the people that I have inspired along the way. So my legacy is theirs, and so.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know what? I don't have a lot of money right now to begin with, so it's
You're
all
pretty
good.
much
It's all
you're
good.
pretty much already doing it.
Yeah.
Doing it well, I might add. You
Thank
really
you.
are.
Thank you.
My next question is, would you rather have unlimited free meals at your favorite restaurant or unlimited first class tickets?
Oh, let's see. Let's see. Huh. I think I'm so simple. Well, we don't travel a whole lot, so I would have to go with the free unlimited meals, because dang, can you imagine how much money you'd save?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Plus,
That's
you
what
could
I'm
get your
talking
grub
about.
on too. Shoot, I love that. Would This one's going to be an interesting one that I feel like you'll know the answer to right away. Would you rather dance to every song or sing to every song?
Oh man, no doubt sing. No doubt. Hands down.
I'm going to throw this scenario at you now, Selena.
Okay.
Now, picture yourself like trapped on an island, right? And you had the opportunity to listen to 5 of your favorite music artists of all time. It doesn't matter
Okay.
the genre, it could be their whole catalog of music. Who would
Okay.
those 5 artists be?
Okay. Whitney Houston.
Okay.
Journey.
Okay.
The Temptations.
Ooh, okay.
Linda Ronstadt.
All right.
And let's say Christina Aguilera.
Very well diverse playlist. Somebody will
Yeah.
definitely take you off of that island once they hear all that music blast, and they'll probably be like, "Where's that coming from? Oh, look who's over here! Let's come on and let's have a party, and then let's get you out of here."
We got
Type of
some
thing.
Motown going on and some rock.
A little mixture of everything. There's nothing
That's
wrong
right.
with being well diverse in your music,
That's right.
without a doubt. I love it.
That's right.
Selena, what is your favorite go-to meal?
Okay. I love anything with shrimp.
Mm.
It could be shrimp fajitas. It could be shrimp salad. I sound like Bubba Gump right now.
Of course.
Yeah, it could be. I love like a shrimp Alfredo. Man, I could tear some of
I'm
that up.
I love
So
shrimp
yeah,
Alfredo.
anything with shrimp for sure.
I got you. Now I know you mentioned that you don't really travel too much, But where's the favorite place that you've traveled to thus far? And where's the place that you would like to travel to, Selina, that you haven't been to yet?
Okay. Well, most recently I've been to California. I love California.
I'm so jealous. I need to go to California.
Oh, you know what, Clifton? It's a very like kind of open vibe. It's very free. I feel like the people are very accepting, non-judgmental. You know, it's just chill and cool. And I love the weather. The weather is similar to like the weather we've had, like we're having today.
Right,
the sun is out. It's not humid at all, and so I love California. And where would I like to go? I would love to go to Spain. I think the pictures that I've seen of Spain, there's so much history to it, and the pictures that I've seen, it's just so beautiful. That's one of the many places I would love to visit.
I love that. I love that. That's pretty interesting. It really is.
Yeah.
Now, if you had the opportunity to have any superpower in the world, Selina, what superpower would you like to have?
Ooh. Dang it, Clifton.
Yeah, I'm coming with you with some interesting questions here.
Yeah. I don't think, okay, I'm going to just kind of go through just my thought process here. Superpowers include, you know, like, I don't think I would like to fly because I think that would be kind of scary. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that falling feeling.
Yeah.
People's thoughts, I'd rather not know. I always feel like whatever people think of me is none of my business. Dang, I'm going to have to pray about that one, dude. That's not easy. What about you?
If I had to pick a superpower, I would want to be like invisible.
Oh, okay. You just got me. Okay, check it out. You just kind of like reminded me of something. I would love to pause time. I would love to make.
Ooh, that's even better.
Yeah, like say Saturdays, I would press pause and let there be like 2 Saturdays in a week.
You know what? I might have to agree with you on that one. Actually, being able to pause time and just being able just to like walk through the moment of not anyone moving at all, just kind of getting a feel for it. You remember that movie Click, Selina, with Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I would love to do. I would love to have one of those universal remotes to where if I want to, I can click pause and I could just be like, okay, and now I see the situation on how this is going to go. And then it'd be funny just to be like messing with people and all that, like kind of like how he did in the movie. And then just kind of be like, all right, I'm ready.
And then when you're ready, you just press play again.
Now that I think about it, that's probably what I would want to have as a superpower.
Right? That's a good one.
I want one of those universal remotes like Adam Sandler in the movie Click. That's like literally one of my favorite movies of all time growing up. I used to love watching that movie because I would be like, if only there was a way. Because there'd be times where I do want to press fast forward on certain situations. And then there's times where I do want to pause it just to like really embrace the moment. So I feel like that would be a good one. That would be a good one.
That's a good one.
Now, out of all the passions that you have, Selina, as far as, you know, with the singing, with the writing, with the speaking, with the personal training, which one do you feel like, well, this is probably going to be an easy answer, but which one do you feel like defines you, Selina Lopez Hinojosa, the most?
Yeah.
This is given because of literally behind you in the backdrop.
Yes. Well, okay. My answer may not be what you're expecting, because I'll say first of all that all of those that you just mentioned, Clifton, they're very close. Like there's not one that's way up here and there's another one way down here. I mean, they're all pretty much here because I love doing all of those things, but I really feel the happiest and when I'm able to sing what I've written.
Okay.
Yeah, I really love singing, and like I said, I've sang all my life, but I think I'm just on a really like natural high within the last year or so that I started singing again because I just feel really excited and extra passionate. Now, Nick, if you ask me again in 6 months, I may have another answer.
No,
You know?
understood.
Yeah,
Understood.
yeah.
The last question that I have for you, and I feel like this would be like the perfect way to end this episode, as far
Okay.
as for anybody who is going through any kind of a struggle, any kind of like, for instance, what you were going through, an
Yeah.
addiction and all that kind of stuff. What would be
Mhm.
something that you would tell them as far as to carry with them, not only within the rest of 2024, but beyond that, going forward for the rest of their life until the end of times? What would you tell that person right now?
I would tell them to change the way they think. It all starts right here. Um,
Yes,
I'll just read this last little bit
please, by all means.
from my book. I discovered that as I changed the way that I thought, I started to view the world around me in a positive light, and I
Mm,
had more clarity for my future.
mm.
I love what Romans 12:2 says. Let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think.
Amen.
Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect.
Well said. And with that being said, I feel like that is the perfect way to end round 2 of the HFWB podcast series.
Yeah.
Always a good message any good message from the Bible is literally a good way to end any segment, any given
Amen,
time.
brother. Amen.
With that being said, Selina, let the people know where they can find out more about you as far as like your website, social media
Yeah.
handles, any kind of plans you have coming up. Now's the time to put it out there, Selina.
Okay. I have 2 websites, one for my medical exercise training business, and that's liftbyselina.com. And then anything relating to my speaking and or my singing would be selinalopezhinojosa.com. And you can find me on social media at Selina Lopez Hinojosa or Lift by Selina.
Now you see why I had to bring Selina back on the HFWB podcast series, everybody, because I feel like she's one of the very few people who probably has just as much stuff going on as I do on a regular basis. And
That's right.
I'm motivated and inspired by all the movers and the shakers that I'm connected to. Again, like I said in the beginning of the episode, it really pays off on who you know and who you're connected to as far as just your overall network, because you never know what door of opportunity is going to open up from that. I mean, look at how far me and Selina have come, as far as being a friend, developing a friendship since the last time she was on my podcast, and us looking out for each other, giving each other opportunities and all that. A lot of people don't even know that Selina was even grateful. I was grateful enough to have her be a part of a festival I put together towards the end of 2022. And as far as to help her with her speaking and just sharpen up her tools, and it's stuff like that where it sticks with me forever, because it's like, it lets me know that, hey, I'm always going to have a very special, talented friend anytime.
And I feel the same way about you, Clifton.
I appreciate that. And it's like, Selina, thank you just so much for just not only coming back to do another round of the HFWB podcast series, but simply just taking time out of your busy schedule just to simply bless us with another appearance of the HFWB podcast. It's my pleasure. Series. It's always peace, love, positive vibrations for me, Selina. You know that.
That's right. That's right. And me as well.
Yes, indeed. And with that being said, y'all need to continue to follow Selina Lopez Hinojosa's journey, because something tells me it's only going to get better 2024 and beyond. And with that being said, it's like, yeah, this is yours truly, Clifton Pope of the HFWB Podcast Series. Once again, encouraging everybody to stay healthy, wealthy, and blessed. And until next time, peace and love.
Bye, everyone.